Welcome to another blisteringly hot day of hauling bales. I don't know why I always end up doing this on hot days, but you know, we're getting to the time of year where it really does need to be done. I've probably got another 5 or 6 loads here and then 5 or 6 loads of the rained on hay that you probably won't be able to see with the GoPro, but it's over there. But really, I should be able to get this done in another 2 days if I can find 2 days where I can just spend the entire day hauling bales. You know, I've decided this is a lot like butchering chickens. As much as you do it, you just never feel like you're gaining on it. This one's gonna be fun. I got another one that looks just about like this one. I'm hoping I can just get them on the trailer without them exploding, and if I can do that, I'll probably just dump these right out in the corral and let the cows have them. Well, my goal is to get 2 more loads today, and that's not gonna happen if I keep standing around here talking. So let's hop on the tractor and get to it, and then we'll see where the video goes from there. That's what's going on today on Farmertylerranch. I've actually already hauled several loads today, and you can see space in the barn is becoming quite limited. These last 6 footers I was going to put on their side here at the end of the barn, because if I do that, then they only stick out 4 feet and they are still under cover. So I should be able to get 5 more in here, and then a couple of 4 footers on top of them. And then we're just gonna kind of have to start packing them into the wing here and get a little creative. You know, I've got hay stacked all over the place everywhere, and I need to start getting it organized and put away where it's gonna stay. As I was driving the 8N in and out of the wing, I just thought, man, the wasps are absolutely terrible. And they are. I mean, I know the camera's not going to pick them up, but they are just everywhere, just buzzing around everywhere. And I finally did notice that right where I'm going in and out of the barn, there's like a bunch of them gathered up on the board. I'll try to get it on camera, although the lighting is terrible. But I think you can kind of see what I'm seeing there. And I'm not sure why they would all group together like that, but I'll tell you one thing, if they're there in the morning, they're not going to be there much longer. Okay, let's hop in the LS and get the rest of these big bales unloaded. Well, that's gonna do it for 6-foot bales in the barn. I think I might be able to squeeze a couple of 5-footers that I have over in the field up there on the top layer, but beyond that, we're pretty much done here. Well, it is hot and I just ran out of water, so I think that's a pretty good reason to call it, at least for this job for today. I do still need to go down and take care of my little calf, so let's go do that, and then I'm gonna head home and get some dinner. Okay, your favorite part of the day. Not really much change here with the little calf. I sure wish she would drag herself over to the shade, which is what she was doing for the first few days that I had her in here. But now she's got herself moved out in the sun, and I feel like you're just kind of screwed either way. I could grab her legs and drag her into the shade, but I don't know, the stress and everything that comes with doing that, I don't know that is any better than her just sitting in the sun, especially now that I got her hosed down. The good news is that tomorrow I can get her started on her dexamethasone. I was instructed by a vet to wait a week from the last time I gave her painkillers to get all of that out of her system before we start on the dex. And I believe today marks a week exactly. So tomorrow we can start the new medication, and hope that it works. As a matter of fact, let's pick up the video there. It's the next morning now. We're here bright and early to get the calf started on the dexamethasone, but before I do that, I want to go check and see if those wasps are still congregated there in the barn, and if they are, we're going to get them. Well, there you go. They're all up in there. There's no nest in there, and I know this is kind of like how they hibernate, so maybe they're just looking for a good spot to do that. I'm not really sure what the deal is, and honestly, I don't really care that much, because whatever they're doing, the outcome's going to be the same. Well, that's a good way to start the morning. Just soap and water is all it takes, and I especially want to use that mixture over here where the cats hang out frequently. I would not want to have permethrin in that mix, which sometimes I add in there, but really just the soap and water will do the trick. It's just not quite as fast. One still struggling for life here. There was a big group up there, and then off camera, for whatever reason, I tried to look over here, and I probably ended up killing a lot more wasps in this little spot. And they were doing the same thing. They're all just kind of huddling together in between a board and a post. And I guess they do that because it's getting cold at night, or I don't really know. Like I say, it doesn't really matter all that much. The outcome's the same. I think my favorite thing about using the dish soap to kill wasps, well, there's two things. For one, I can mix up such a huge quantity of spray that I can actually have enough to go around and do all this without spending a fortune on cans. And for two, when I feel it misting back on me, I don't worry about that, because let's be honest, I could use this exact solution to wash my dishes. First dose of dexamethasone is 14 cc's, giving intramuscularly. So what I'll do is I'll split that into 2 shots that are 7 cc's each. First thing we'll do is lock the mother in here, because you probably won't appreciate this. She's been real good around me to this point, but you know, let's set her up for success and keep that going. That's one, we gotta do one more. Good girl. Good girl. Hopefully this is going to help you. Well, now we wait. The veterinarian suggested that after she's on the decks for a couple of days that I should start trying to like stand her up and get her moving around, or I don't know, I guess like kind of practicing standing up and getting back into the groove of things. So we're not going to do that today, but that is coming in the future. And the other thing that I think is probably going to happen, although I'm sure this will not be a popular choice with many, I think I am going to separate the mother out, because I just got to thinking about it that, you know, if things don't work out well with this calf and we have to end up euthanizing it, then I've kept the mother locked in here the whole time to where she's not going to be getting bred by the bull. So then it's like, not only am I losing this calf, but I'm also losing any future potential calves for next year. So I think over the course of the dexamethasone treatment, I will just let the mother out with the other cows and feed the calf with a bottle, and then whatever like green forage I'll bring in here for it. I'm fairly confident that if this treatment goes well and the calf does start walking again, that when I release it back out into the field, that it will go back to start nursing on her. But if things don't go well and we have to put it down, then, you know, that's what'll happen. It might not be obvious to you guys, but what I am observing here is the mother is not bawling for the calf. She's bawling because she wants to be out with the other cows. Ain't that right? Not going to separate the mother quite yet because I'm not quite ready to do it, but I think once I do, we'll see. I might set up a better pen for that calf that's in the shade all the time, you know, and we'll just really just give this full effort here up until the end. Next thing on the agenda this morning, we're gonna run up to the steer pasture and hit those guys with some ivermectin. It's supposed to be really hot today, so I wanna get up there quick and try to get this done as fast as we can. The landowner got everything caught for me, which was a nice surprise this morning. So I'm gonna try to just walk through this pen and see if I can't just drench these guys without, you know, getting them in the alleyway or anything like that. This group is pretty calm. I think that could work. And also, you may notice a lot of shooting in the background. Today is opening day of dove season, and apparently there's a lot of doves flying around. Oh, goodness. We'll give that stuff a little bit of time to kick in, but hopefully that'll help these guys out with the fly pressure over here. With this group, the flies are a little bit more difficult to control because the way things are set up over here, they're not walking through a gateway all the time like where you could put a back rubber up. So we need some sort of extended protection for flies, and that's what we're doing. We'll jump ahead. It's the afternoon now. I already got the calf hosed down and watered. She's not really looking much different this afternoon after only, 12 hours later since I gave her the shot. She did, I should have been filming this. She did try to get up, and she did stand for about a split second before she lost her balance again, which I haven't seen her do in a couple days, so maybe that's a good sign. I'm not sure, but I think I am going to turn the mother out now. I'll assume that she's been feeding it throughout the day, and then tomorrow morning the calf ought to be ready and willing to take a bottle from me. Now there is a chance that when I come down here tomorrow morning to give the calf the next round of decks, the mother might be up here at the gate waiting for it and bawling for it, and if that's the case, I will let her in to feed it, and maybe that's a solution that I hadn't really thought of. Maybe we can just bring the mother in periodically to feed it while also still having her out in the pasture so that she can be with the bulls. But I don't know, I kind of have a feeling you're gonna go out there and that'll be the end of it. I think what I'll do is chain this gate open, and then I'll close the sorting gate over here so that if the mother does still want to come up and be close to the calf, that she can do that. But I don't really know how she's going to take this. In nature, if like a bison, for example, if its calf were to go down like this, I would think eventually the mother would just abandon the calf. So I don't know. We'll see what she does. With the gate set up like this, the mother can still get up to this one, and then the calf is just right here on the other side. So if I catch her up here when I'm here, I'll let her in with the calf, but I do need her to be out there with that bull because I don't think she's bred yet. Although there is a possibility that this calf got injured while the bulls were trying to ride the mother, and they were all in close proximity to each other, and this is how it all happened. But we just don't know that at this point. All right, little one, we'll do it again tomorrow. I think maybe tomorrow I'll try to get her up on her feet and see how she does with that. I'll tell you, this is one of those situations where there's no handbook for it, and I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not, but at a certain point, you just kind of gotta make a decision, decide on a course of action, and stick with it. So that's what I'm doing. I will keep you guys posted on the little calf, and hopefully we've got some encouraging news here in the next couple of days, but I really don't know how this is gonna go. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.